Hey Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here and welcome back to Terra Invicta. We are in a crisis. Things are not going well. We have lost Europe, we're about to lose Russia, but I'm not giving up. I think part of the problem is just how much MC we have, so that's something we will need to scale back our operations on. However, I refuse to scale back. I'm declaring outright war. At least, I'm not allowing the aliens have control of the space around Earth. Now, there are some really powerful alien fleets around here. However, these fleets have a ship stuck in them that has no acceleration. So my hope is that the aliens are kind of just dumb. I don't realize I can do that. But I'm currently building battleships. This is the Hope class battleship, and I have tested it in combat. There is a skirmish mode where you can test out the combat capabilities, and this is very, very capable of dealing with small alien ships. Europe has definitely fallen. There's nothing we can do about Europe. But Russia, on the other hand, now that is something we can do something about. I've got an 80% chance to crack down a defended point. So I think we can defend Russia, which will give us a nuclear stockpile. So unbelievably, Russia is now actually the last hope of our people, as well as South Africa. We need to get control of South Africa. I'm going to use Russia's armies to conquer South Africa. I think that's the play. Unify it. Although there is something to be said for keeping it all, I don't know, we'll figure it out. But I'll probably try to unify this into a federation at least. And if I have it all in a federation, I probably won't unite it into a giga country because I think it might be more efficient for me to have a bunch of small countries that I can influence rather than have one big one, because I could build an army in each of them and then they would all be able to defend themselves individually. So I'm thinking that might be the direction we go. I'm going to go around and try to put Bao Mi La on just permanent inspire duty on every single one of my characters, because I feel like we have a rat in the organization and we need to deal with that. So yeah, that's our play, is retreat to Russia, try to control South America, or South Africa, try to keep control of the nukes. We may try to retake Siberia and put it back into Russia. It does have a little bit of GDP, probably not enough to be worth it, to be honest. So wherever we can get control points, I'm just going to go for them. If we can control a couple of extra countries, it would just give me a little bit more stuff to work with. So Vinicio has been in the job for too long. He'll lose his extremist trait. I think I'm okay with him losing his extremist trait. Extremist gives him -1 persuasion, +3 loyalty, +1 investigation, +3 in parent loyalty. So if he experiences a shift in his personality, that's fine. So now he's a firebrand. Okay, I'll accept firebrand, that's fine. Oh right, I forgot to adjust this lady's success chance. Let's put her at 5%. So she's a 5% extra chance to fail a mission, which just seems pretty reasonable amount, 1 in 20. The AI are really, really good at detecting when their counselors are turned, however. Looks like there's an assassination mission going on. I'm going to go ahead and accept and auto-resolve this. We are operational. And they might be trying to assassinate one of my agents in Russia. Who is doing this? Yeah, he's going to kill me. Oh, he rolled low, or else he was assassinating someone other than me. Yeah, I feel like we are infiltrated. We need to go on the download. We need to go to ground. We need to detain this guy and attempt to kill him ourselves. So Europa has finished its construction module. I think it would be good to get this upgrading. This will be 36 days to upgrade. I know I'm way over my mission control limit right now, but we'll have to just deal with that when the time comes. Einstein is being attacked by the Holy Victory. Auto-resolve. We're still operational. See, the important thing is that my Einstein has 4 point defenses, so the enemy ships with missiles can't really hurt him. We lost an outpost mining complex. It looks like my base on Europa is being bombed. That's okay. Next time I'll send a fleet with it. We're just going to accept that the aliens are going to do a bit of retribution and some of our assets we can't defend. Alright, so we've retaken a chunk of Russia. That's good. Anybody who's been detected needs to go to ground. With the exception of Vinicio, your job is to detain this guy right here. What's our assassination chance, actually? Need someone with high espionage. You've got 15 espionage. What's your chance to kill this guy? What if he did a full spend and we knocked this guy out? 86% chance of assassination going through. Probably better if we get the detain off. You've been detected. Go to ground in Kazakhstan. Okay, so we got a couple of people going to ground, and it looks like, is he attempting another assassination mission? He is. Okay, so definitely one of my agents has been turned. No, okay, so she went laying low, which meant he could no longer see her, I think, or it made it really difficult for him. So she had just been spotted. But if we take him out, that'll be really, really good for us. We've detained him and then assassinated him. Now that will piss off the aliens. It will really piss off the aliens, to be honest with you. But in the immortal words of the hero of the Fellowship, Gimli, get fucked. Xeno Station is under attack. We're just going to have to accept that. There's nothing we can do about it. It was neutralized. So we will start losing a few bits and bobs here. It's a pretty important station, but the aliens are doing retribution. Totally understandable. Xeno Station has been popped. I think we're going to cut back on our farming in space a little bit and replace them with operation centers. I didn't even realize this base was messed up. Shit, I didn't realize we were losing water. I might need to cut back on my space operations, but we'll see what we have to do. This lack of water is really bad. I retooled a lot of my bases, and I'm hoping to reduce my water upkeep. It already came down a little bit. I built a few more farms and I built a few more operation centers to try and get my mission control back up to a reasonable level. Thankfully, I still have Vinicio and he's really, really tough to kill, so we're going to continue to do purge cycles on this. We should be able to retake Russia without too much trouble. Unfortunately, Russia will not serve as a very good research base, to be totally honest with you. It's too authoritarian. However, we could maybe try to fix it. I think reducing inequality in Russia, pumping the economy, and increasing knowledge will be a good step forward. We'll try to take over Siberia and reintegrate it into Russia, I think. We'll have to look into all that sort of stuff. Let's throw another coup in the east. Well, you know what? I don't actually want to do a coup there. Instead, what I'll do is I'll try to do crackdowns, followed by purges. So we'll give that a good old try. Now, if we take a look at this place of El Salvador, Jesus, unrest is just insane. I don't even think it's worth it to stabilize that nation. Okay, we lost our turned councillor in the servants, which is not good because we're still vulnerable to potential assassinations. We did take out a really good character from their organization though, so that might be a good step forward for us. Einstein is continuously being attacked, but he doesn't seem to be taking bad damage because he has so much point defense, so I'm not worried about him right now. They haven't fully controlled Europe yet, which leaves me with a chance to get it back. So Zimbabwe has been overthrown, that's fine. We might be able to retake that. I need to trade these bases away, although I could really use that water. So unfortunately, every time we have to do a coup in the East African Federation, it makes our lives harder to bring this country back to where it needs to be. But I think if we just continuously do this, we'll be able to get inequality to a level where, you know, things will work fine. We just need to keep this unrest low, fully invest in welfare, economy and knowledge and try to build this up to a country. It's 500 million people. This can eventually become a really, really powerful country. It's just going to take us some time. So that's our crackdown success chance, 87%. This guy failed this mission, but he didn't fail it like on an insane roll. We're going to keep inspiring all of our guys. Compact Solid Core Fission Reactor 5 is now available. That's really, really good. We are just about to retake Russia. And now I think our goal is to try to capture countries that are adjacent to Europe so that we could maybe start breaking our way back in there. But Russia is our fallback point. We absolutely must hold on to Russia. One thing that I'm really annoyed about now is that I'm not getting the most science invested into all projects because I lost the really, really powerful research base that is Europe. That's okay. We will live with that. So we have a settlement core here. Let's go ahead and do a full upgrade. 1, 2, 3, 4 fusion reactor arrays. And then at least 2 layered defense arrays. We want to upgrade the nano factory. Probably 2 farms. And then 2 operation centers to ease the burden on my mission control. And then we'll do the settlement mining complex as well. So this will all get done relatively quickly. Yeah, a lot of these stations are costing me a lot more mission control than I'm comfortable with. So I might have to go through and make some changes. Still, see, the problem is I'm just struggling on every front here. I'll build another farm here. Yeah, this station in particular is using up a lot of water. Confucius Station is using up an absurd amount of water. I might have to scale back operations here slightly. Okay, so coups are not good. Crackdown is fairly unlikely. We would need to swing popular support majorly in our favor. I think we just give up on Europe. India might be a goer. I think we just let humanity first have that though, because they seem to be doing quite well on the defensive side of things. We focus on building up our power base in Africa. I think we've got 2 major goals, is to get control of all of these South African countries, to finish Maskarovka and just make a new power base, because I think we have to abandon Europe, sadly, after we invested so much into it, but we got so much out of it as well. That's the thing. So it's not like we're completely screwed from it. But I think cleaning out all the xenoforming in South Africa will be really, really good for our future plans. It'll piss off the aliens a little bit, but I think we have to do that. So Davidia has just, this was supposed to be a trade base, I'm pretty sure, but we were never able to sell it. This will yield water. That'll be helpful. There's a base in orbit. Build a couple of extra fusion reactor arrays. I'm about to be out of water. I'll need to do a little bit of diplomacy and see if there's any factions that have spare water. The initiative has a decent amount of water. I could buy a little bit off them to stem the bleed. So where's the initiative's biggest power base? That's the real question. Because that'll tell me where I might need to scan to find out where their agents are operating out of. Okay, I can't help but feel like I've re-stabilized again. It seems like every time I get a little bit too strong, the aliens come in and completely, they do something I wasn't expecting and knock me back down a peg. But I don't feel like I'm dead yet. I mean, the fact that they have control of Europe is scary, for sure, but I still have Russia. My hope is, now that the servants are strong, Saudi Arabia is attacking Jordan. Let me have a look at this. Jordan has no allies. I'll join the war, and I'll deploy an army to Jordan to give them a hand. In fact, to make sure that war goes really smoothly and really quickly, I'm going to deploy 2 armies to it. There are 3 megafaunas here fighting. That's becoming a little bit scary, the amount of megafauna they have. Yeah, they're going to take Europe now. Not much I can do about it. I just don't really have a defense against it. So I need to find a counselor from another faction. Let me have a look here. Humanity first. What does your water situation look like? You do have some surplus water, so let's have a chat. The hell is this? How come it's so hard for me to do this mission now? Are you kidding me? Military in region. The hell? I feel like they made this mission more difficult. 0.3.20. There must have been an update between earlier saves and now. Well, of course, you know, that gets implemented after I get screwed by it. Of course it does. Oh, of course it does. That's okay. That's kind of part and parcel of playing a beta product. Or like an early access product. We're going to get screwed by balance, that's okay. But my hope is that the game is like overall designed well enough to where the fight will still be interesting. So I'm going to buy 74 water off them because that's the most I can buy. Can they actually take any habs? Do you want my trade base? Let me have a look at Mercury, because I think it would be good to give these guys a base on Mercury. What's their current income and outgoings? So they're positive on everything, so I can give them a base on Mercury pretty easily. I'm going to try and find a base that's really, really weak. Wallstone craft base is really, really weak. It just produces a surplus of metal. So let me get a notepad out. Yeah, so if I trade away those two bases, I will end up with +3 mission control, and more importantly, Humanity First will have a better place on the solar system. So let me see here. Wallstone craft base and Cicero base. We're going to give away both of those. We'll do that in exchange for a bit of water. What else could we get our hands on here? Let's have a look through their orgs. Honestly, I think we just need the water. I gotta give them these, and this is partially just to make Humanity First more powerful. This will give them a much stronger metals economy and a much stronger presence in space. And hopefully that means they're going to be better at slowing down the aliens. I would like to give stuff to the Resistance, but I think the Resistance is just like straight up shitting the bed right now. Maybe I should have given Humanity First some of my space tech. So by completing Maskirovka, we now have a 25% less hatred with the aliens as far as I can tell, which should reduce their anger against us and they should act out against us less. Let's research the Bantu nation. This is going to be really important for us unifying these countries as we go forward, although this is going to take a very long time to build them up. Okay, so Europe has been lost to the alien nation. Now I'm hoping that this will make them full of unrest. There's very little I can do about that. Humanity First is trying to produce nuclear weapons, armies and navies. India is doing the same. They're trying to build up their military power to fight the aliens, which I'm okay with. As long as I keep the aliens distracted, I'm going to be building up a power base in South Africa. It would be really nice if there was more filters for this part of the screen, like if I could filter by what gives command. Our mission control available has gone down to nearly nothing, so we're in really, really bad shape. We might need to trade away more bases, or at least delete some fleets. The first battleships, Hope, have been launched. Now, I do believe that a pair of these battleships actually will be able to punch significantly above their weight because of their point defense and the aliens' reliance on missile tech. The actual fleets around Earth orbit, I think we would need 4 battleships to take these on. There's a destroyer, a corvette, a frigate, and a corvette, so I don't think our 2 battleships can take that. Maybe with some monitor support. Yeah, maybe actually with 2 monitors in support we might be able to do that. Are there any more fleets in orbit? There are no more fleets in orbit, which might mean that we could do some militarization of space, get some space marines. Regardless, we're going to add another 2. Lack of water. Fuck. Let's scuttle some old Hurricane class monitors. I'll scuttle 3. That might get me the water. That'll get me a water buffer at least. I need literally anything that gives me a space mining bonus. So I'm going to drop a couple of things because I need space mining to get my water income positive. You know, I'm looking back upon my game and I've realized so many mistakes I've made over the time of the game. God, our science is down to 12.7k per year. We've definitely been knocked down a few rungs on the civilizational ladder, but I think we're fine. Like, we're re-solidifying, we're bringing down unrest, we're cooing. Did I just do a coup in my own country? Am I a dumbass? I think I might have actually just done a coup in my own country. I like how I just helped Saudi Arabia conquer their main opponent and then they just immediately decide to break their alliance with me. That's like really cool. That's my favorite thing. Oh, I see what happened. I tried to click here and it auto went to Angola because this lady has a problem. She has paranoid. So a new mining complex has came up online over here. This is the settlement mining complex. It will produce a huge amount of resources. This is fantastic. Oh, the aliens have started attacking Project Exodus, so they must have gained enough power. Yeah, they're knocking Project Exodus back down the ladder. I've been seeing a couple of battles happening over here. Interesting. Aliens and Project Exodus. Aliens and Project Exodus. So it looks like they've been fighting in space, which is good for me because that means that's one other person that isn't me getting attacked. Let's do a little coup in Angola. Sorry, a coup in Namibia. We'll keep Angola. Namibia has a really small population, which is quite surprising to me. I thought most countries in Africa had a relatively high population. So Angola is almost down there. Very slowly lowering inequality there. Let's see if we could do a little trade deal with the initiative. We need to get our hands on a little bit more water. They might have some. Trade deal with the initiative. 4 water. Oh, really? They don't want to give me 4 water for a space hotel. Okay. You guys are fucking broke, dude. Never mind. They got nothing of value to trade me. So pulling off that coup actually lowered unrest by 3, which is dead handy. And coupping here lowered it by 1. If we're ever going to have a chance to stabilize Africa, we need to get inequality down to something a little bit more reasonable. So basically full spending on welfare for a little while. The East African Federation is improving. Interestingly enough, as Project Exodus has like taken, hits, the aliens haven't been attacking me as much. Something happened in Iran. I think we should get our highest persuasion person immediately to jump on Iran and see if we can yoink it. Iran could be really, really good. It has 100 million people in it. It's adjacent to Russia, so it could form part of our axis against the aliens. We've got like a sort of, if you draw a line down the planet, we've got like a line of countries that we're trying to fight against the alien power base here. America is just, that's completely fucked, so I don't know what we'll do about that. I'm not really finding much use for Ji Hang. I guess she's well suited to constantly be doing offensive operations, hunting down other councillors and doing actions against them. I'm just not sure how much value there is to that, but I do definitely think, man, I'm so sad I lost so much mission control to Europe. The servants are now just becoming dominant in space. Neutronium containment. I was the leader for this, so this will lead to the neutronium spiker. In situ resource utilization, I don't know what that leads to, the IRSU module. I think I'm going to go for space commerce here. This will lead to the nanofacturing complex, commercial mining company, space traffic control, civilian quantum computing. More importantly, it'll also lead to our space future, which will lead to colony hubs and ring hubs. So that long term will lead us down the right path. God, they just take my points in Russia for free. There's nothing I can do. I can't really do anything until I retake space around Earth, so I just need to bide my time. Neutronium spiker is now available, but our research has just been crippled, so I don't think we'll be seeing much in the way of technology. I think we're continuing to bide our time until we get battleships around Earth. We have another battleship in construction, and in about 3 or 4 months we'll be able to get another one under construction. So sometime in 2041 we should be able to strike at Earth. Until then, it's just about biding our time and laying low in Africa and trying to build up the East African Federation in particular. It's a 500 million population country rather. I think I will try to unite the Bantu nation militarily. So if I just get control of everything here, we should be able to roll through with Russian armies. The aliens don't seem to be intent on merging Europe in, although it's really, really annoying. What can I do against Europe? The big problem is my strong command guy was killed. So I've decided to rename Villavicencio to Cashman because my goal is to try to make money with him. So I'm going to try and get any organization that produces cash and put it on him. And also I want to get +3 to engineering projects on every single one of my governors. I think this will give me a lot of push towards these projects. Right, so brilliant. So now he's making 300 cash per month, which is roughly 3,600 per year. His skills are slightly worse, but I think he's just better at economic stuff. He's still a good politician. I definitely need to get his security up. I don't feel comfortable if a councillor has a security lower than like 13, dude, or lower than 15, especially when we potentially have guys running around with 25 investigation or espionage. So that's him rebuilt as a cash man. Bao Mila is my influencer, so having really good persuasion is good, but more importantly, she's also going to be a scientist. Because if we take a look at her missions, she's mostly like, she can't really do amazing amounts of stuff, right? Her unmodified administration is actually 20, so she does not need much in the way of admin capacity. In fact, Republic Investments puts her at her maximum. With the Oliver project, I think I can get rid of Republic Investments. She's up to 23. I give her 2 points of admin. Then she's maxed out. So she has 3 engineering projects, so she's contributing maximum boost to that. At least I hope that's how that works. Now I need to see if I can get her persuasion up closer to 25. 22 persuasion, pretty good. 30, and like a good spread of stats. She's bringing in a little bit of research, nothing too crazy. She's got 3 pips of engineering. That's great. So she's kind of in a better position. I've taken care of Influencer, Cashman, now Commando. This guy I want to maximize his command stat. So I'm going to start by pulling off anything that doesn't give him command. His unmodified administration value is 1. So increasing that, it seems like it's paramount. So in total, all of this stuff added together is 25. extra admin, so he doesn't need all of this admin. What I can do is, if I give him the FSB, that'll be +4, bringing up to 5, so I can probably get rid of something that has like a +5 on it. There we go. Now we've got 15 org capacity to play with to maximize his command. I also need to make sure that I get maxed out engineering projects from him too, so I'll give him a couple of cheap little orgs to get the +3 engineering boost. I'm hoping that this will just increase my ability to do faction projects. I don't actually know though how that works. We'll give him the Bundespolizei. I don't have to actually say it. People keep making fun of me for how I say it, but you know what? I'm not mad about it. Okay, so we got him up to 19 command. His stats are really good, so he's really, really good commando. He also has the +3 engineering, so that's him sorted now for now. We will want to make changes to him later. This guy is also a commando. Do I want another commando, or do I want to potentially recruit an agent? It would be really, really nice to have a scientist. This inspector in particular, she's pretty old, but she is quick learner, which I really, really like, and government. I need a scientist character to make up for my lack of science, basically, is my thought here. And if I put a bunch of like science boosting stuff on them, it'll get me back in the game. I don't think I need 2 commandos. I'm going to dismiss Shakik Al-Hamdan. I'm going to recruit a scientist. She is averse, but that's okay. First things first, we need to get her administration up. So there she is at 24 administration. That's pretty darn good. It's about as good as we could ask for. Now we want to give her any org that has the science skill, the thing that increases her science ability, or just generate science. There's an engineering group as well to get her up to 3 engineering projects. She's looking really, really well put together now. She has a little bit of admin capacity overhead, and she's only producing 75 science per cycle per month. But more importantly, she has the science skill. And she'll just be set to advise an important country, I think. Her security is really, really low, actually. Maybe I could give her a security org. Here you go. Concord Security Group, +1 security. Griffith Investigations, another +2 security. Now she's up to +6, so she's a little bit less vulnerable to attack. So Scientist Tong has been rechanged. I'm kind of shuffling my cabinet here. This spy I have not found to be very useful. I may get rid of her. Her skills are just too disparate. So we have a Persuader. We have Cashman, who's good at investigation. His investigation skill, I would like to have that at 25, but I just have to live with that. I need the money. We're burning cash too quickly. It would be nice to have a second command character, actually, so that I could do rebellion stuff. So let's just dismiss her and look for a good commando. Right here, Firuza Zoltaraf. I don't have to say that. She's a hard target, she's a survivor, and she's aware. First things first, give her a bunch of administration. Admin at 24, and now we need to give her command boosting stuff. There's not a whole lot of command boosting stuff, so I'll just give her stuff that boosts her investigation and security then. She can act as a secondary investigator. And now I need to sell 9 orgs. I'm going to sell the WHO. It's too expensive to maintain. Someone else can have them. So this lady needs to be specialized. She's a judge, so she could do crackdowns and purges. I think it would be good to focus on increasing her investigation and espionage. So anything that doesn't give her espionage or investigation is going to be taken off her. So we've got her investigation up to 15. That's pretty damn good. Not perfect. I'll give her just like a little consultant group as well to keep her boosted. And now we need to get rid of 6 orgs. And so we've shuffled our cabinet. We made some significant changes. Everyone is now much more specialized towards their goals. She's got 22 persuasion. Cashman Villasencio, he's kind of the odd one out of the group. He's not really specialized in any one skill, but I'm not too worried about that. Joban Putra, he's specialized for command. Dorothea, she's specialized for investigation. Scientist, she's specialized for science. And my commando, this is my second commando who's specialized for espionage and command. She's probably my weakest character right now, but she's brand new and she will level up relatively quickly. Is she a quick learner? No, she's not a quick learner. But at the very least, I've shuffled my cabinet and I feel a little bit more confident about the group that I have. Most importantly, I'm now within range of being able to do assaults on the alien bases again. It's just a few more cycles of maybe getting this guy leveled up and I'd be able to do that. Applied artificial intelligence has been completed. They're now working on networked global defense. Increases the maximum military tech. Automated hubs. Mind and machine is now available. Automated mining complex. Automated outpost core. Once you've developed sufficient technology, you may deploy automated hubs. These are small robotic installations that may only include other automated modules that you will develop. They will typically function as a small miner supply station for your ships. They will take more mission control, but typically not as many space resources to support. Okay, so that's like the opposite of what we want, because we have an abundance of space resources and not a lot of mission control. 10% laser damage? Oh man, I need that. Like literally a second. Why are the resistance... Dude, it makes no sense for the resistance to target me. So this scientist, I'm pretty sure that was my scientist, or I don't know who she was like immediately assassinated. So I think I'm in a death spiral. All right, we're going full commandos. We need high security characters and we need to start doing operations on Earth. We can't be politically effective peacefully anymore. I'm going to take Shakik al-Hamdan back and start building myself to be a extremely effective military organization. Smart spacecraft defenses. Our ships will take 5% less damage. That's huge. So they're bombing our trade base. Let's go ahead and rebuild our layered defense array. I think that should have just been one loss. What is this? The Corvette, so it should get shot down by our lasers. We managed to pull off the coup in Iran, so we're building up our power base outside of Europe. God, that just really sucks that we lost Europe. I think I need to start building up my my command ability and start the just continuously unresting Europe. Once these guys get to 25 skill, they'll basically just be permanently assigned to unrest in Europe. This is definitely hard mode. Like, the Academy was described as a challenge version of the game, and it definitely feels like it. I feel like if I was playing any other faction, I wouldn't have had to do so much research on random crap. And I feel like I understand the game a lot better about like what priorities I should have been doing. I would have taken care of like Russia's nukes. I would have taken care of America. I would have hunted down those aliens like dogs. I probably wouldn't have actually united Europe. I think Europe is actually stronger disunited. I think uniting it into a single country made it too easy for the aliens to just take it from me. I think uniting African countries makes sense because then you can more efficiently build them up. But I think if a country already has a high GDP, you're better off having it like as a single province, I think, because it's way more efficient. That's like my little bit of a hot take. So we've managed to create the Bantu nation. We'll be able to start unifying all these countries. There'll be a huge population in here, and then I'll have two kind of India-style countries, right? They're big population, low GDP, good potential. So that's what we're going to start working towards now. The aliens and the resistance are fighting in space now as well. That's quite good. The aliens seem reluctant to expand, which I'm kind of curious about. I'm happy about it because it means it gives me time to get my ducks in a row. But I now have control of Iran. We're going to declare war on Zambia and Malawi here in a moment. And that'll allow me to bring an extra 67 million people into the fold into Angola. So it'll be 120 million people all under the same banner, flying the same flag, and hopefully uniting these incredibly low GDP nations together. I'll be able to maybe spend investment points to build them back up. I am completely churning through my cash. Big problems. Does anyone have a surplus of cash that I could trade with? Not really. Everyone's broke. Unfortunately, this base is going to collapse. We only had 2 layered defenses on it, or else all the layered defenses that we did have been completely obliterated. And they're going to continue to bombard it, and I have no way to defend this base. So that will be a wrap for you. We're going to declare war on Zambia, Malawi, deploy our 2 armies to Angola, and we shall have this bad boy under our control in the near future. China is insane. Dude, they're invading the alien, even though they have oh, Jesus. They're crazy, dude. Compact Solid Core Fission Reactor 5 is completed. That's a good step forward for our fission technology. Let's research crisis diplomacy to lower our cooldown between nations. Pushkin base has been hit. God, they're just hitting me everywhere now. All my resources are just collapsing. The aliens are attacking me again, annoyingly. They are taking away my control points. They've taken a control point. Oh, God damn it. They're bombing every single base that I have. I think they may have declared war on me because they are not slowing down their attacks. They're up to 98k fleet power. It really sucks that I don't have a good investigator anymore. But I think it's good. I think it's important for me to defend Iran. I'm going to have all of my counselors advise Russia here to try to increase the statistics of their armies so that we can actually succeed in this occupation, because I think it's going to be pretty tough for us to succeed because these armies aren't nearly as good as the European armies that we had previously. There's our 3rd battleship. This is the moment that I was waiting for. I'm going to take these 3 battleships and I'm going to immediately transfer to low Earth orbit. It'll take 5 days to get there with these engines, and we're going to use about half our Delta V, but these ships do not need a huge amount of Delta V. Now, one mistake that I maybe made is that none of these battleships have Marines on them, so I'm going to have to design a Marine ship now. This thing only needs about 20 Delta V in total to do all of the operations that it'll ever need to do. And then I don't think it'll need a heatsink either, because it is just carrying a bunch of 30mm autocannons as defense. So this is a super cheap ship, extremely cheap, just designed to be loaded with Marines that we can assault Habs with. It'll take 101 days, but I will finally have battleships in orbit who might be able to bombard my enemies. Okay, now we have a fleet in orbit that can bombard. We're going to start hitting these alien megafauna. There we go, look at those laser fires. Oh, damn, dude. Dude, that was crazy. Holy shit. Yeah, we are bombarding this. I don't know how effective that's being, but maybe it's making them take some damage. But I think what's really important here is that we are uniquely the only faction now that has units in space around Earth and are capable of bombing Earth. So it looks like Sophocles has been bombed back to the Stone Age, which is fine. It did some damage to a few of these alien ships. They're getting a little bit more scary. I don't mind losing that base, honestly. It was just using up materials. But yeah, this is a step forward. We are now able to bomb alien assets on Earth. Once we get our ability to capture all these stations, we will. I could, in theory, blow them up. But I need to get a dock around Earth, and I need to retake control of Earth. There's a huge alien fleet here, but I think they're jammed up because I'm not going to fix it for them because it's working out in my favor. I've been screwed this entire game, okay? If an alien fleet has 0 Delta V because of a bug, I'm going to just take that as a win because so many bugs have gone against me this game. I'm going to take that as a W. If a huge amount of alien fleets transferring to low Earth orbit. I guess we'll find out how good these battleships really are at combat in the next episode. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.